An expanded Tartarus, different class questions, more social options than ever before, and so much more, Persona 3 Reload is shaping up to be a smash hit when it releases early next year. Good day, my friends. It's been a while since the last Persona 3 Reload video, so let's dive into tons of new additions coming to the game, as well as outline every single change coming to Persona 3 Reload that sets it apart from the original Persona 3 releases nearly a decade and a half ago. Make sure to participate in my ongoing giveaway of the Persona 3 Reload Digital Premium Edition, linked in the description, and try your luck at my Final Fantasy VII Rebirth Digital Deluxe Edition giveaway, if you are interested in another massive JRPG landing early next year as well. In order to keep things simple, let's break up all the changes coming to Persona 3 Reload into 3 distinct categories, starting with basic aesthetic changes before going into story changes and revisions, and then finally concluding with the vast gameplay changes coming to this remake. Let's first start with the obvious. Persona 3 Remake is a remake of the original Persona 3 release, so we have brand new graphics, character designs, and sprites here in this remake. With the new look in this remake, all character models appear taller to accommodate the game's larger scaled environments. In addition to these changes, we've got a different user interface in the top right corner, in addition to a new minimap in all areas of the game where the player may control the protagonist, and not just limited to Tartarus like in Persona 3 and Persona 3 FES. Persona 3 Reload features many new animated cutscenes, but some animated scenes from the original game have been remade in-engine, like the protagonist's awakening. Once an anime cutscene in the original, Reload will feature that scene now shot in-game. All members of CEASE can now wear customized equipment, and while the gear can be applied to the team in combat, the animated and cinematic cutscenes will reflect their CEASE outfits. Speaking of these outfits, Persona 3 Reload is debuting with a new look for their CEASE combat attire, shown here. The new armband designs indicate each member's number, with Mitsuru reflecting number 0 and Ken at number 9. The protagonist's number is appropriately number 3, referring to the third mainline game in the Persona franchise. In battle, the transitions from navigation into battle are animated and dynamic, depending on how combat is engaged. All CEASE members will sport different victory poses, similar to Persona 5. After an all-out attack is performed, the battle member who engaged the attack will have their own finishing touch, also similar to Persona 5. If the player gets a shuffle time after battle, then shuffle time will commence halfway through the finishing touch. While the game will only feature Japanese and English voices, the game has been localized in 13 languages with their respective subtitles. Here is a list of all 13 languages supported in the game, with the new languages including Polish, Turkish, Russian, and Brazilian Portuguese. Unlike the original game's 30 FPS cap, Persona 3 Reload will be locked at 60 frames per second, and the resolution supports 4K. We learned early in Persona 3 Reload's promotional trailers that the game will be featuring newly arranged music, along with original compositions with Atsushi Kitajo as the main composer. Kitajo has been the primary composer for Persona since Persona 4 released in 2008, and while he didn't produce any music for Persona 3 and its various other releases, Kitajo seeks to replicate the classic soundtrack with a few new touches. Rapper Lotus Juice has returned as the male vocalist, but Persona 3 Reload sports a new female vocalist in Azumi Takahashi. Similarly to Persona 4 Golden and Persona 4 Royal, Persona 3 Reload contains a new player advantage battle theme in It's Going Down Now. Mass Destruction, the original battle theme, has been rearranged in Persona 3 Reload. And that's about it as far as the aesthetic changes are concerned. Are you liking the looks of how Persona 3 Reload is being presented? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'm digging these various enhancements so far, but here we start to see some larger changes being made when we get to the game's story revisions. Perhaps a not so obvious change is the protagonist's narration, as the protagonist no longer narrates from the second person perspective, also known as the you point of view. Persona 3 Reload is now narrated from the first person perspective. The voices from both the Japanese and the English dubs have been completely recorded, featuring brand new lines, and many lines from the original game that have been re-recorded. What is quite different here is the English voice cast, representing a nearly entirely new cast in this remake. The only character so far who we know has retained their original voice actor, or in this case, voice actress, is Tara Platt, who reprises her role as Elizabeth. All Social Link events are now fully voiced, and all Social Link characters have been given their own voice actors, greatly expanding the total number of voiced lines over the original releases. While the remake's dialogue is based on the Persona 3 portable script, many new additions have been made to the script, with new events and stories being added, totaling in the largest voice script ever produced for a Persona game. Social links can no longer be broken, but can still be reversed, meaning a level can revert to a previous social link if not being careful. The process to revert back to the previously acquired level is easier to do in the remake. New side stories have been added, known as link episodes, that are a brand new mechanic added to not just Persona 3 Reload, but to Persona in general. These link episodes are timed and are only made available during specific periods in the story, so they can be missed. These link episodes were initially meant to give the male battle party members something similar to that of a social link, since, just like the original, Persona 3 Reload will still not feature male Cease member social links. However, these link episodes expand beyond just the male cast and feature all female Cease members and other miscellaneous characters, like the members of Strega, for example. Viewing these link episodes will reward the player with stat bonuses and unlock special fusion recipes. Many new activities have also been added, particularly in regards to the dorm life, as the protagonist can now use the computer to take quizzes, gather intel for future Tartarus expeditions, along with being able to cook, read, study, and watch movies and DVDs with your dorm mates. Engaging with these activities will reward the protagonist with social stat boosts. In addition to these activities, the protagonist can now spend time gardening with his fellow Cease members, unlocking and granting combat-based passive abilities, along with abilities unique to each of the battle members. In the classroom, we've got a new set of questions to answer, along with, of course, tests to take. Let's now head over to the battle side of things, as Persona 3 Reload adds quite a bit to the original Persona 3 games. Chief among them is the new shift mechanic, which is essentially the baton pass mechanic from Persona 5, allowing players to use their one more to pass their next move over to the next character, strengthening each consecutive member's attack in chains. Also a new addition to even the Persona series is the debut of the Theurgy attacks, where party members can perform devastating attacks with their personas in tandem as a dual attack. These Theurgy attacks may be performed when the player fills up this meter accompanying that character's portrait. Each Cease member has different actions that influence how they fill their own meters, and once engaged, these attacks are guaranteed to hit and deal enormous damage to either single or multiple targets, depending on the character. The main protagonist is able to have a wide variety of Theurgy attacks due to his wildcard ability that allows him to wield multiple personas. Damage-dealing light and dark skills, like Koha and Eha, have been introduced to the game. The condition system in which party members may become fatigued over time while in Tartarus has been completely removed. Shuffle time now features like Persona 4 Golden, in which cards can be selected manually. New personas have been added to Persona 3 Reload as well. Tartarus has been significantly expanded, featuring more varied layouts and themes. Tartarus features significantly more character events, where scenes play out in Tartarus at regular intervals. Tartarus features breakable objects and now contains locked treasure chests that require Twilight Shards to be unlocked, which can be obtained in numerous ways, including rare drops from battles. Tartarus also includes the auto-recovery feature and allows players to dash, allowing for faster traversal through the much larger spaces of Tartarus. And that about wraps it up for Tartarus and battle-related changes, but I want you to let me know what you think about all these changes in the comments below. While to me, these changes are admittedly pretty awesome and make me feel like this is an entirely new way to experience Persona 3, it also has to be stated that Persona 3 Reload does not contain some aspects from Persona 3 Portable and FES, namely the female protagonist from Portable and FES's The Answer campaign. While these features are not in here, and admittedly it would have been great to see them included, Persona 3 Reload was designed to be a remake of the original release of Persona 3, while containing containing numerous elements of Persona 3 Portable and FES. While it's understandably pissing some fans off that these other versions' content won't be in Persona 3 Reload, what we are going to have is undeniably going to be the best way to experience the core Persona 3 campaign, as all these changes are so numerous that it's absolutely worth a playthrough for veterans of Persona 3 and newcomers alike. There is clearly a lot of love going into this title, and that's why I'm very confident that this game is going to live up to the hype, and why I am giving away this game. Again, make sure to participate in my Premium Deluxe Edition giveaway, as you are going to be getting additional costumes, BGMs from Persona 4 and 5, and more. So again, check the link in the description for more information on the giveaway, and make sure to watch this video going into further detail about the Link episodes and Theurgy attacks, and stay tuned to the channel for more Persona 3 Reload updates as we near the game's release date. Thank you all for your continued support, and I'll see you real soon in the next one.